Go for it.
Welcome to the Entrepreneur Power Hour, where we have fun, educate people, and give thanks to them. We just passed Thanksgiving. It was a fun holiday. Got to eat some turkey, some gravy. Maybe if you're vegan or vegetarian, you had something different, which is cool. And it's not only important to observe the food and history, but to observe giving thanks, because we shouldn't need a holiday just for that. I think the fun thing about giving thanks to everybody is they know you appreciate them. It's not just me saying like, oh, you came here, that's great, I'll give you a banana sticker, and then you jump up and down. How do you really show actual appreciation? And the first way to give thanks in an article that me and Chris have read is to let members of your staff, or in this case, people on the panel, know that they're not just numbers, but they're an important place of either the workplace, the business, and in this case, just to let you guys know that you're an important part of this panel. And I want to know, because you guys are different entrepreneurs and some of you guys work full-time still, I do. What are some ways I and you other guys show people around you that they're not just a number on a screen, that they're not just an employee that you give a paycheck to and then say, yeah, good thanks, go home?
One of the main things that I know that I've done is I always make sure that when people participate on our show that I make sure that I get into what they're doing. I look at their profile, if they're on Facebook, Twitter, whatever it is, and I read whatever they've written. If they write articles, they're in some kind of business like an MLM, or they're in, selling insurance, or they're fill in the blank. I always invite them to come on the show, share their ideas, share their expertise, and take an interest in what they do, what's close to their heart. I ask them questions about how long they've been trying to build their career as an entrepreneur, what things they've done that have been successful, what things they have done that haven't been successful. And I encourage them to come on the air with us and share those experiences, because I believe that our audience can benefit very, very much from different people at different levels in their entrepreneurial career, much like Sharon Cortizano. She's just starting out with cryptocurrency and stuff like that. We know that Gordon Tradegold's a famous author, and that he is a famous blogger, written for the Huffington Post, Forbes, and Entrepreneur.com. We know Dan Sissick is also a blogger as well, and he's getting his journey going to where he wants to be. And I think it's just a matter of recognizing the effort that people put in to contribute to our content and come back every week, which means we must be providing value for people, because people keep coming back to us. And it's just an energy transfer. There's gratitude coming from all areas of the panel. Everybody's grateful for everybody being here. And it's just part of masterminding. That's what I've learned. And it's just natural for me to be thankful for everybody that shows up and to give gratitude to the people that contribute. So I'm going to toss the ball to Gordon, if you'd like to say a few words.
So yeah, thanks for that. When it comes to gratitude and recognition, I'm a big fan of recognition. What gets recognized gets repeated. So the more we recognize people, the more great things they will do. And I actually created something that I called the praise model that I try to use, and that's when I'm giving feedback and recognition, make it public, make it, recognize people, make it authentic. Don't be saying, yeah, good job. Be really authentic about it. Do it immediately, and be specific about what you're thanking them for, so they understand what it is. And then the last part of praise is be enthusiastic. If we're enthusiastic about it, it'll really show. It'll give it a little bit more energy and a bit more zing to it, and people will really appreciate it. So public, recognition, authentic, immediate, specific, and enthusiastic.
I love you touched on specific, because that's how I know somebody's looking at me. Because if I just say, wow, that was awesome feedback, Gordon. That was awesome feedback, Dan. Really good. Cool. Yeah, I learned so much. Woohoo. And there's nothing actually about what you've said or done that I can point and say, well, Dan, you have really good observations
Yeah.
and specific analytical things. Gordon, you have really good creative ideas when it comes to writing on this topic. Then I know somebody actually cares about me. And it's even interesting. I was asking somebody when I would talk to them, how can I really get the interest of somebody who's well known, or when I was younger, how can I get the interest of a girl I wanted to talk to? And they said, find something specific. If somebody hears the same compliment 100 times, gee, you look nice today. Yeah, I really liked your article, Gordon. I liked your article. And you're like, oh man, stop. But if I'm specific and I'm like, I really like the time that you talked about when you were in 10th grade and your teacher said you can be a writer, and I've had a similar experience to where I did this, this, and this. And I'm actually given thanks.
Yeah, it's interesting you say that. There's when people pitch articles to some of the magazines like Success or Huffington Post, quite often they'll approach a journalist, and you'll get much better results if you say, hey, I really like that article on diversity and the way you talked about lemon-colored outfits and the benefits that they bring, and I really appreciate that. And then you can pull in that, oh, and by the way, I love the work that you do and I'd like to write for your magazine. Here's an article for you. Because when you're being specific, they feel a better connection rather than just, here's an article I've written. I don't know anything about you. Please publish my work. So find something specific that you can latch onto, and it'll help you make a much stronger connection.
I'm going to jump out and say, for me, when I'm dealing with people and when I'm trying to show thankfulness or gratitude or something, I also like to go from how do I like it, how do I look at it when people do it to me? Because when people have done it for me and I felt it, and I think people can feel the difference. They can feel the difference when you're being genuine and real and, as you said, authentic, compared to when you're just throwing it out there or using it as a ploy to maybe get on the good side or maybe get something for them rather than really being genuine and you know. And I think also when we deal with people, how we look at them, how we, you know, actually pay attention to them, and you know how it comes across is a big deal too, because if you're not really paying attention to the person and what they're saying or what they're doing, but you're saying, oh, I really like this or I like that or something like that, I think they sense that and they think they know that. I think they know, you know, we all know when somebody's just smoozing us or trying to do something to get a favor for themselves rather than genuine. So when I give out, you know, my thankfulness or something, I try to do it to where they can feel it. They can really sense it and understand that what I'm saying is real and genuine, and that it's coming from a real place of gratitude and thankfulness, not just everyday whatever. Because I think in this day and age, we're so flippant and so quick because so many of us have heard, oh, well, you know, do this or do that or do the other thing, because, you know, it'll get us to where we want to go. But in the long run, I think it backtracks us and sets us back sometimes from the true goal of what we want.
Yeah, I think I completely agree with you. And I think when you look at things like Facebook, it's very easy to do a like. And, you know, that's one level of recognition. When people share it, again, that's another level of recognition. But when people comment and make a specific point, you know, certainly for me on articles that I write, I feel much more gratitude for that people want to reach out and say, hey, I really like this, rather than just clicking a like or sharing it. One other thing I wanted to just add on recognition as well is that it has to be 100% positive. You can't say, hey, darling, you look gorgeous. Never seen you look better. Your hair's fantastic. That dress, you know, you look $1 million. But those shoes, I'm not sure about that. As soon as you add a but to it, everything you said up to that point is gone.
That's right.
People will only remember from the but onwards, and you just killed it. You just killed it. You might as well have just said to them, hey, your shoes suck.
Well, it goes back to, like, even in advertising, when they say, you know, one negative comment, one negative, thing about something
Yeah.
goes faster and quicker than 100 positive things.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely.
but yet when you're a positive and when you give a good, genuine, honest, positive feedback or show genuine gratefulness, people feel that deeper than they do the negative, and ultimately it has a bigger spread because then it kind of feeds them and then they pass that on. Whereas negative, is so much faster and quicker, but yet people get over negative because we're such a negative society anymore that they kind of just gloss over it. But when something's really positive and grateful and genuine, it has a deeper sense and it can do so much more than what people really realize.